Welcome to your first step in buying a home, which is getting your pre-approval. So you definitely want to make sure you have this in place before you start actually touring homes, because this market moves quick. You want to know exactly what all your options are, how much you can actually afford, if there's any wiggle room in the max price that you can offer versus what the asking price is in a multiple offer situation. But you definitely want to have this taken care of and in place before you even start touring properties. So right now we are going to go over getting pre-approved and what that looks like. So again, if you watch the previous section of the home buying roadmap, I did explain the difference between the pre-qualification versus pre-approval. But if you skipped ahead, the difference between them, the pre-qualification is a quick estimate based on the info you provide. No documents are required. There's no verification from underwriting, and it's really not a strong offer. If there's a multiple offer situation, sellers are not going to like the pre-qualification letter versus a pre-approval. Buyers and sellers in this market are very, very educated, as long as they're working with a great agent. But you definitely want to get a pre-approval because it is verified by the lender using the documents that you've uploaded to them. The credit has been checked. It gives you a true purchase price range, so what you're actually approved for and not just potentially qualified for. And it's definitely strong enough. You definitely want that to get to the offer making stage, especially in today's market. Why pre-approval comes before homeowners home shopping is you need to know what you can actually afford. You need to know what you're actually approved for. You have to understand what your budget really is. Everything that goes into what your monthly payment's going to be, if there's an HOA, what the property taxes are too. $300,000 home in one area versus another, the property taxes could be, $1,000 swing a year. So that obviously will affect what your monthly payment's going to be. Sellers are going to take your offer seriously when you put offers in, and we can move, if we already have that in place, we can move really quickly with submitting an offers, and there's very little delay. So we can get everything in, if there's an offer deadline, or if we want to be the first one in, which is always a good thing. We can move quickly when we have this in place. Again, I kind of touched on this in the home buying roadmap, but what lenders generally look at in a basic overview, what your credit score is, what your income is, what your debts are, debt to income ratio, and what your liquid assets are, savings, checking, retirement accounts, everything. I did have a little disclaimer there. I'm not a lender, but I can connect you with a very, very good local one if you do need a recommendation. And they will be able to help you go over all of this and really understand the financial portion of this when it comes to the loan type, what one might be good for you, and all those things. Down payment basics. Most first-time home buyers, typically, lately it's more the 3 to 5% range. Each loan type has a minimum requirement that you need to put down. There are some like USDA where you can finance 100%, which means you don't have to have any kind of down payment. You can finance 100% of the purchase price. There are some loans that require 3% or more, or 5% or more. But contrary to what a lot of people are still saying today in 2025, almost 2026 here, you don't need 20% to buy a home. If you have it and you want to avoid PMI, private mortgage insurance, that's obviously a good thing. But in my opinion, I think the earliest that you can buy a home and start building equity is where you need to be, because your equity is going to build more than likely. Your equity is going to build quicker than it will take you to save up 20%. And the longer you save, the higher the house prices are going to be in today's trajectory. So that's just my personal opinion. Obviously, when we sit down together, we'll go over everything together in detail and get that plan together for you. Local mortgage options. There are multiple loan programs available depending on your financial situation. And since every buyer is different, the best next step is speaking with a lender who can explain the loan programs, review your budget, answer all your questions, and help you get fully approved. I do have, again, I already mentioned it, I have a really good one who will take the time to to meet with you, usually via Zoom, and just go over your entire, what you're looking to do, not just now, but even your long-term goals of, where do you want to be in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, and make sure we get you guys positioned to, buying a home and really understanding your goals for not just getting into a home, but where you want to be 5 years from now and beyond. So definitely a good step is to meet with a lender that will go over all of this with you, not just a phone call where, okay, I need to be pre-approved for this amount, for this house. And there's way more that goes into it than just giving you a pre-approval with amount. Again, we've kind of already touched on this, how pre-approval strengthens your offer. Sellers trust verified buyers. It shows you're serious and ready, reduces uncertainty for the seller, and it helps you stand out in competitive situations. So again, if you have a pre-approval letter, not just a pre-qualified letter, which you'll have if we work together, you're definitely going to be in a good spot in the seller's eyes in a mobile offer situation. How I can help you get started. I work with several excellent local lenders who know the Upper Bucks County market specifically. I have different lenders in different areas if you're not looking at Upper Bucks County too. Help first-time buyers daily. They're quick, responsive, and honest. And if you want an introduction, just let me know, and I'm happy to connect you with one. And that is a much shorter section than this last one, but that is the pre-approval checklist, pre-approval guide and how to, go about it. Make sure you do, if you want to look at the description of this section here, I do have a downloadable guide for a pre-approval checklist. So you can go ahead and download that even before you reach out to lenders, so you know exactly what you need before you even talk to lenders. So again, if you haven't checked out my YouTube channel, please make sure to do so. There's a lot of great information on there just about the areas and the market updates and everything. If you're looking to buy, or if you need help with getting connected with a local lender, make sure to reach out to me. My number is right there on the screen, and I'll see you in the next section.